Good evening everybody and welcome to another edition of Frankly Feeding, brought to you with Thomas Franks and Barings. Today we're going to do a really simple dish of pork medallions cooked in a lemon and chive cream sauce. So we're going to start off with warming our pan through as we always do. Just here in this bowl here we've got some pork medallions. This is pork fillet, which we pre-cut into sort of a centimetre thickness. They're just in a little bit of oil so they don't stick to the pan. When we've got the pan nice and hot, we will add some extra oil and then we will start to cook the pork. The rest of the ingredients for this dish are salt and pepper, as we always have, lemon juice, a small amount of chilli, some chives, some creme fraiche, and some white wine. Okay, so just got to wait for the pan to get hot. Got a little cloth here for when I drain off my pork. We've got a lovely black plate to serve on. Obviously, you serve on anything you want. So I think the pan's getting hot now. There we go. Nice sizzle on there, so the pork's going in. We want to get the pork lovely and brown on both sides. What we'll do is we'll cook it on one side, we'll flip it over, and then when we take it off the drain, we'll season the pork. I'm not going to season the pork now because it will burn the pepper, and it will probably burn the pork, burn the salt as well. You lose a lot of the seasoning when you cook anyway, so we will season when the pork comes out. Just getting a little bit of colour on this pork. I'll turn the pan up. Just get some of our other ingredients ready. There's our chilli, and there's our white wine. So now I'm going to turn our pork. As you can see, there's a lovely colour on there. Cook it for the same length of time on the other side. This pork is free range, Costa Old Spot we use. Obviously it goes to a decent reputable butcher. It's lovely to look after the high street if we can. Normally comes with a small membrane along the fillet. You have to just take it off, otherwise it will tighten up and it will squeeze together. Butcher will do that for you, trim your fillet down if you're not a chef and you don't want to do it yourself. We're going to take the heat down a little bit. We're going to lift our pork medallions off. This is so that any liquid or blood that might come out of the pork, it can drain straight into the pan. So in this pan, we're going to put a tiny, tiny little bit of oil. And then we're going to add some fresh chilli. We just want to sweat these chilies off a little bit and let them cook down. You don't want to go too crazy with your chili because they'll get caught in the back of your throat, so I'd suggest you step back just for a little bit for this. And once the chili's sweated up a little bit, we're going to go in with our red wine. A white wine even, sorry. We're going to let that white wine reduce by half. What that wine will also do is lift the gubbins off the bottom of the pan. We're now going to go in with a splash of lemon juice. Lift the seeds out. Let that reduce as well. And then we're going to throw in our creme fraiche. Over a touch more. Just add a little mix. At this point we could probably add a tiny splash of water or stock if you want to let the sauce down a little bit. I would season the sauce right now. Take off the heat so it doesn't carry on cooking. And we're going to throw the pork back in. Put back on the heat. Tiny little splash more wine. There we are, let's just let it down nicely. What we can do now is we can just baste the pork up with some of the sauce. We want to cook the pork in the wine for a couple of minutes so it cooks through. Meanwhile, we can get our chives, which we'll be finishing our sauce with. Let's give this another base. When the pork's cooked, we can remove the pork from the heat. We'll take over to our plate. I think we'll go with 3 pieces of pork here. 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll just pop some chives in with the sauce. Mix together. And then we'll finish the dish just by drizzling the sauce over the top of the pork. We'll go around the plate a little bit. And then we will garnish with some micro herbs. Now this dish goes absolutely brilliantly with some nice creamy mashed potatoes, some flash fried greens. Alternatively, you can keep it really seasonal with some roasted pumpkins, some grilled apple, maybe some braised lentils. But there we have it, there's our pork medallions in a chive, lemon and creme fraiche sauce. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you, bye-bye.